everybody. This is Christine Bertram coming to you live from the Hive here in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin, with a bigger Tigger who stole my chair. He stole it, and he is so happy right now, and he has the dreamiest eyes. He made a lot of biscuits just now, so you can see he's just white. He's cleaning his face after he made all these biscuits. I call it cookie dough, but he kind of like stole my chair, and I don't have the heart to move him. So let's just let him sit there, and I will make accommodations to take a different chair. And that's how that goes with a kitten, you guys. So, all right, so here we are. It's Monday. It's the 20th of October, and we just came out of a very filled weekend. I had lots going on, it seems. We had double classes on Saturday morning, monthly class, and then the Traditions of Christmas class. And then I had a birthday party to go to on Saturday night. But before I went to the party, I made sure I was all ready for my team meeting that we had yesterday. So there was a lot of prep work and getting all the numbers together. I do my meetings on a quarterly basis versus a monthly basis. So it's always packed, right? So instead of getting together once a month for an hour and a half or 2 hours, what that might be, we get together once a quarter for about 3 hours to go over all the recognition, the promotions, the new team members, the updates and everything. And so we had a great team meeting. But before the team meeting, we had a team swap gathering. So 3 times a year with the catalogs that are launched, I have team swap parties. And so I have cards I'm going to share with you, which is pretty cool. Maria, your cards arrived today in the mail. So I'm super excited that I can get those swapped out. So they were a day late, but they weren't $1 short because we all were agreed that we'll wait for Maria's cards. And so she gets in on the swap even though they weren't here by Saturday. That's how it goes sometimes. The post office is a little slower sometimes than others. So hi, Susan Ray Hendricks. Long time since you've had a class. Yes, I'm so happy to see you back here with us. Hi, Gwen Goda. Good morning for you. Yes, you're 5 hours behind. Hi, Jamie Kirkpatrick. Hi, Sherry Martin. And there is Debbie Gast. Happy day after your birthday. Yay. So you guys, Debbie celebrated her birthday yesterday, and she was with us for the team meeting, which was so awesome. She's unpacking all of her craft stuff that you took on vacation. Wonderful. You know, it's always a lot of work to unpack and pack, but it's great to go away and craft. Hi, Pat Settle. You made it. Hi, Doris Munson from Chile, Iowa. Yeah, my fingers are freezing right now. I couldn't agree more that it's a little bit chilly. Hi, Catherine Healy. And there's Kelly. Hi, Pat Smothers. Pat, I got an email from you about if your check came or not. So, you know what, you guys? I'll be honest with you. Oh, this is what I need to get through yet, okay? So ever since the escape, I haven't had a lot of time to breathe. And so I will show you. This is my pile of mail and checks that I need to process. So, right, so I open up the envelope and I put that up, and then and some of them aren't even opened, you guys. So this is the mail I have to get through. I was talking about that on one of my last lives, that I need to process this. And I need to kind of carve out, because it's not just opening an envelope and cashing a check. It's opening the envelope and then taking in the beautiful card that is usually sent, and then processing it. So logging you in my purple book and then sending an email. And so each one sometimes takes between 5 and 10 minutes, right? Because sometimes that check is for 6 classes and then it's going through and everything. So that will take me about, I would have to guess, an hour and a half to 2 hours. And I got to just start and finish. It's so hard to just pick up one and then do something else or get interrupted. So Pat, I am almost positive that your check is there, as are a lot of people. There's probably about 30 people in there that sent me things, and I will probably get to it by Wednesday is my hope. I've got to prepare for a presentation that I'm giving, and I have a first trial run through tomorrow at 3:30, and I don't even have the slides prepared yet. So that is first on my radar after we get done with class. Well, mystery card night is tonight. Yay! So mystery cards tonight. The clues are written, so I'm ready for mystery card. So then I gotta get working on my presentation preparations. And so, yeah, so that'll come. And then after I'm done with that run through tomorrow at 3:30, then my next plan of attack is to work through and process all my mail. So Pat, just anybody that is waiting for a response, just know most likely your check has arrived and I will be processing it soon. So Pat, I'll officially and properly reply to your email when I have a chance to get through my mail. Okay, so I'm pretty sure. You might have even seen it in there. Hi, Mary Novak. And yes, Pat Saddle asked, does Kelly still do make stamps? Yes. So Stampin' Up! No longer does personalized stamps. So it's not against compliance to help people that are looking for personalized stamps because it's not something that Stampin' Up! Sells. So Kelly, who's on my team, and she does the kit classes, the paper pumpkin classes, so you guys might have seen her through the years. She has the ability to create and design stamps for people that are like handmade with love by Pat or created for you by Pat or whatever personalization you want with your name on it. And then she has the ability to put the Stampin' Up! Copyright logo on it, which is perfect. She still does that. So if anybody's ever looking for that kind of stuff and you don't have Kelly's contact information, send me an email and I'll forward it to her with you on copy and I'll connect you guys and then she will work on that. So she doesn't do it all the time. She waits till she has enough to fill up a sheet, right? That's that big. And then she submits it and then it comes in their photopolymer. So, or like the clear. So yes, good question. Hi, Susan Bellamy. Hello, Laura Sullivan. And there's Maria. There's Mary Lemke. Hello, Snowy Mom. And Tigger, yes. You see, he's giving himself a bath. I love it. Good job, Tigger. Hi, Connie Moore. There's Mary Ellen Ryan. So Connie Moore, I don't know if you noticed in that bucket, but it did arrive. Your recipe card for the Share a Recipe, Create a Card, Inspire Others. But I think I'm going to push the class out from Wednesday to next Wednesday. I haven't decided that yet. I'm working with Diane on designing the Stamp-A-Stat class. So what's most important this week for me is that we get all of November designed. And I've got a Stamp-A-Stack and the Sweet class left. And our goal is to get the Stamp-A-Stack done on Wednesday and the Sweet class done on Friday. And then I'll plan a showcase for next week. And then that will allow our die cutters to start working and prepping on the die cutting. So I think I'm going to push the Share SCI class out just a little bit. So, but it did arrive. So yay to that. Hi, Mary Ellen Ryan. There's Pat Rowell. Rowell or Rowell? One of them is right. I would have to say, unless I'm really wrong. Hi, Catherine Healy. There's Karen Woods. Hi, Kari Dwyer. Hello, Julie Bierschbach. Yay, you're here. Hi, Nancy Mole. Hi, Yvonne. Julie Bierschbach, our latest and greatest Miss Silver Elite. I love it. She just promoted on the team, which is awesome. Very cool. There's Yvonne, and she missed me. I missed you too. Hi, Debbie. Oh, there's Debbie. It never repacks the same way. No, it doesn't, right? Oh, you just saw yep, in the pile. Perfect. Commercial came up for Snowy Mom. I love it. Polly Libby's here too. Okay, so we're going to work on Let's Just Stamp momentarily. The class is actually easy peasy, I think, for Let's Just Stamp this month. Diane just left, really, literally, about maybe 45 minutes ago. We finished designing the Let's Just Stamp for next month. And that's super exciting because then I can share with you what we've got planned for next month. The sign design that we did for this month, I think it was hit and miss for people. I honestly think people either loved it or they're like, nope, that's not for me. And maybe some people were in the middle. But normally we do for Let's Just Stamp, we make 60 kits and they're usually gone. Or there's maybe a handful left by the time class is held. This time, you guys, I have oodles McOodles left. So I'm gonna tell you right off the bat that if you're watching this video next week or next month or even later, most likely I will have this class available. This class, oh, just something fell on the floor. I feel so short now, sitting so low. So this class was free with a minimum order, or you could buy it, okay? So it was fee-based or order-based. So I have, let's see here, I have 30 people signed up, and I know Diane had 8, so that's 38. And that means that that's 22 left. So that's a heck of a lot going into this class. So, but that's okay. We thought the cards, these are just a true example of Let's Just Stamp. We do this class series to appeal to people who are beginners, but we make it so that everybody could do the cards. So Let's Just Stamp always was geared for people who are just starting stamping, and then we made them so that there wasn't a lot of die cutting or a lot of embossing, because when you first start out stamping, you don't necessarily always have those things. And so on this one, we definitely did do a bunch of punching, and there was a little bit of embossing. But other than that, this class is really great if you're just starting off. So that basically what you need are stamps. And so I'm going to do roll call. Oh, he fell asleep in my kitchen. So I'm going to do roll call. So in case I did miss your name, definitely reach out to me. I have the bandwidth to make it happen, that we get your cards to you. Either we missed the registration. I have been finding that class registration process that I have, people don't realize they have to click next and then submit. And so they think they get to the end and they think they're done, but then it never submits. Just know when you do my class registration form via Google, it will send you an email when it's done. So if you don't get the email saying that you did it, that means it didn't go through all the way to the end, and you want to just go through and finish it. So I see it. So I'll go through the class list here. I also want to say thank you to everybody who did get this class with me. You are the reason for the season that we keep her moving and keep kitting up cards and designing cards. And by you getting kits with us, it helps to keep spreading the love. Hi, Andy Acquisto. It's Rowell like towel. Rowell, towel. Perfect. Thank you. Rowell, towel, Rowell. Good. I think I got it. Perfect. All right. So first on my list is Julie Bierschbach. And then we have Karen Wetstein, Julie Bontringer, Jenny Knutson, Donna Gruschke, Sherry Everett, Feline Mays, Kathy Crumpton, Lori Baxter, Sandy Coy Emery, Kelly Gibson, Angelique McSchaefer. I don't even have her last name here, and I almost said McClendon, but Schaefer, Angelique, I told you it's going to take a little while for me to get used to this. Trisha Fagley, Susan Bellamy, Susan Ray Hendricks, Sue Esworthy, Patricia Settle, Catherine Healy, Karen Woods, Pat Smothers, Rebecca Hawkins, Lynn Beasley, Chris Robinson, Debbie Blau, Jean Shute, Rita Steffi, Vera Anderson, Gwen Goda, and Amy Pont. So Gwen, your box is still here, right? So I will probably be mailing that off today is my plan, except for I don't have your name tag filled out for the attendance gift. So Kelly will be here tomorrow, and she'll prepare so there's maybe a dozen people who signed up for the Palooza recently, and we have to get your name on a piece of paper so that I can punch them out and put them on your attendance gift. So Gwen, your box will probably go out tomorrow. But yay, so we've got 30. I do have 4 people that placed orders to get this class for free, so I will do a drawing later on that part of it. So yeah, a bunch of you are here, which is awesome. Hi, Randy Schultz. If you're here, you can definitely call out that you're here. Let me know that you're with me. And we are going to just go through quickly what I have still available, and then we'll make cards. These cards are easy peasy lemon squeezy, I think. We designed them in a way so that they'll go together pretty quick. So I've got a gem that fell off there, though. Hang on. Gems are everywhere here. Let's get you back and get you back, and you go there and you go there. Okay, so let me flip the camera down. My gems had fallen off, so I was fixing it. So in a moment, we'll make these 3 cards: a New Year's card, the Halloween card, and the Christmas card. And these all come from a set that is called, oh no, I left it upstairs. Oh, I have to run up and get it. I had a pile of stamps that are for the insides, but then I definitely left, I left the other one sit up there, and I really thought, do I have everything? I'll have to run go get it. So I'll pull out, I gotta go get sign design momentarily. But hey, Nancy Sue Valencia. I'm so happy that I was able to help you get your sampler. We mailed it out last week. Yay. So this is what Diane and I just made. So this features the pine tree trimming stamp set, and we are calling it a little blast from the past again. So we pulled in some designer series paper that has long been retired that we have extra packs of, called Snowflake Splendor. And so we pulled in the sheets that are more pool party-ish, and we did use the same tree on all the cards because that was our favorite tree. And so we have this, we're calling it Variation on a Theme. So we have 3 beautiful cards that all feature the pool party with peacock, and we have the tree, and then we've got matching stars at the top, and each one of them has some rhinestone cowboys on the trees, and then the Riverside pearls. So very, very cool. So again, you guys, I've been pulling in, I don't know if you noticed, like the Blackberry Beauty class was one where we pulled in some retired designer paper. I think I confused people with that because I did have people reach out to me and say, hey, I want to buy that paper. Where is it? I can't find it. And I'm like, oh, it's retired. And it retired probably 3 or 4 years ago. So it's been a little while, maybe 3 years for that Blackberry Beauty paper. It was like 3 falls ago. And I had saved 4 packs for myself because I'm a little collector at heart, and I decided to use up those 4 on everybody, all of you who got kits from me. And so the same thing happened with this paper. It's called Snowflake Splendor, and I had 3 packs of it, which is enough to kit up what we want to kit up for Let's Just Stamp, and we're just going to go with it. And just know that that's kind of what we've been doing. A lot of time people get kits, and all you got to do is put the cards together, but for those people that like to use my class and kind of piggyback off of it and do classes for themselves, you will just have to substitute different paper that you might have. I do find that a lot of demonstrators get classes with me and they further it down and do classes with their friends and family, or they recreate the cards slightly and then they'll piggyback off that. So it's called casing, and that's quite all right. So just know that this is retired paper. And the other thing that we did use is a couple things that are on the last chance. The white ribbon here is on last chance, and then these gems are on last chance. So know that if you are looking to recreate these cards, that you'd want to get them sooner rather than later before they go out of stock. So yeah, so that's our pine tree trimmings, and this is coming up next month. They're very elegant. We did throw in the Snowflake Sky embossing folder too, which is retired, but how do you not have snowflakes on cards like this, right? Like that snowflake embossing folder made the most sense to use, and we did it on all 3 cards. So we did a little die cutting with the stars and the circle, but other than that, that's what we've got planned for you guys for next month for Let's Just Stamp. So that's pretty cool. And I wanted to let you know what's coming up later this week. On Thursday night, I'm going to be doing the Traditions of Christmas class with you. I have maybe 10 left of this class, so it is winding down. I don't think I'll have much left over for this one, so pretty cool. I had 8 people or 7 people, I think, that did it this weekend with me. So if you're still looking to get this class, it's still available, which is pretty cool. And then the Blackberry class here, this is the one you guys went goo goo gaga over. So I don't know how many I have left of this one. Oh, Traditions, I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. And then the Blackberry class, 2, 4, 6, right? So winding down on this one. So just know that if you're looking to get in on this class yet with this Blackberry Beauty paper, there's 6 left. And when they're gone, they're gone. I don't think they'll be left much after Friday, would be my guess. They don't stay around if they're this. These are just gorgeous. So this was an order-based class only. Unless you're on my team, the Be Happy Stampers, you could get it fee-based at that point. But it's free with a $60 order if you're not on the Be Happy Stampers. Or if you are on the team, it's $22 plus shipping. So I have 6 left of that one. And then for the Wounded Warrior, guys, I just want to remind you that's coming up in less than 2 weeks. So we prepped 200 card kits, and it's a $40 donation for each card kit. And so we're really hoping our stretch goal for this benefit is to raise $10,000 to the Wounded Warrior Project, which helps veterans. I think we're at about 130 right now signed up, which means we have 70 left going into 2 weeks. So we had a great team meeting yesterday. I know after that we had some people on the team sign up for it. Just know of the donation that you make of $40, all of it is going to go to the Wounded Warrior Project. I don't keep any of that. All of the materials were donated by my amazing community, which was awesome. And we would love to sell out of this soon after the event is held. So if anybody's looking to get this one too, it's still available. You could get them made up, or you could get them as card kits. And the Tuesday after the event, so whatever that is, the November 4th or 3rd or whatever that Tuesday is, must be November 4th. At 1 o'clock, I'll be doing a YouTube live with you to show you how to make the 6 cards. So if you get the kits, you can definitely watch me for the live. And so this one had the Traditions of Christmas. It had the Branching Out. It had Snowflake Kisses, Snowy Delight. If we had our tractor card, our patriotic tractor card. And then we had the Everyday Arches with some of the leaves here for a fall card. All right, so that, you guys, is still available. Plenty of them. And I will make the donation once we sell out. So the sooner we sell out, the sooner I can make that donation. This is one where I was showing this up. Oh, perfect. Connie said, go sign you up for another Wounded Warrior card. Perfect. Send me an email. It's awesome. Yep. In my email, you guys make sure you're using Christine at cardsbychrisb.com. We've made that transition that I am going to be working out of that email address. So keep sending them there. Perfect. So the Memories and More class that I have coming up, I want to show it to you. The class isn't till November. And so what I'm trying to get an idea of is how many we should forecast, okay? So I don't know if I should do 20 or 25 or 26 or 30 or 32. So this one right now, it's a pre-registration. If you want to get in on the Memories and More class, you can let me know via email, and I'll already sign you up in my book. But then when the November registration form comes out, I want you to officially sign up. But this will help me figure out how many we should get. So it's going to be 6 cards times 3 of each card. So you're going to make 18 cards. Okay. And you're only going to use half of the Memories and More pack. So if you're on the team, you could opt for the team pricing option. If you're not on the team, it'll be the full price option, which includes all the product. And I just want to swing by and show you. I haven't put my gems on yet. So we'll be using these gems, which are going to be brand new. So everybody who does this class will, with the non-team pricing, will get the full pack of gems from me. So again, 3 of each of these. So fast and furious, quick and easy cards for what we did for the Memories and More class. All right. So you can send me an email. Let me know right away if you'd like to have me reserve one for you. That will help me estimate how many to make. The Palooza, I had mentioned that about maybe 10 or 12 people signed up for it recently, which is awesome, but I still have about 25 or 30 left. So this is the Paper Palooza event that I'm doing, and there will be an in-person option for it. I just got to look at the dates real quick and see what would work for dates. There's 14 cards that span from holidays to all occasion, fall, even the New Year's card here. We have a sympathy card. So there are 14 cards. The plan is to have the PDF written by tonight. Jolene promised me, I don't know, she said tomorrow night, but she sent the email at 2 a.m. this morning. So I don't know if that meant tonight or tomorrow night. So I should have it by tomorrow, though. And we'll definitely get it emailed. All the videos are done. Everything's pretty much ready to go. Kits have been mailed out as of Saturday for this. So you guys are going to start getting these in your inbox or your mailboxes soon. So I do have plenty of Paper Paloozas available. Oh, Mary said to sign up for the Memories and More class. Perfect. Send me an email. That would be awesome if you could email. And then one last thing I want to share with you before we get going on class, from a class perspective, is the ink paper scissors. And the ink paper scissors is called Peaceful Garden. I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 left. Right, and this class isn't until next week. So I've got 10 left going into this week of this. So these 2 are like regular A2 size cards. And then these are the A2 size cards, but they're fun folds. So they're really, really pretty. We made them into sympathy cards and then a hello card. But you guys, everything is pretty much die cut or embossed for you. And all you need to do are add sentiments to them. So this one was a fun fold that was this style. Super cool. All right, so that's the ink paper scissors for I think it's next week on the 30th. I have this on the 30th. All right, so about 10 left. So we're winding down with October classes. I'm starting to run out of them, or like get close to running out of them, but not quite yet. So there's still time to get in on stuff. I do want to take a moment here. So we had a team swap party yesterday, right before the team meeting. And I think we had 7 in one, and then we had 9 in the other. And I just realized Maria's cards are here, so I can open them up and share them with you. So I just want to show you some of the swap cards. So if you're in my team, Kelly's going to photograph these tomorrow, watermark them, and put them into the team Facebook page. And if you're part of my VIP group, the Cards by Christine VIPs, she's going to also put them in the album section there. So it's a way for you guys to get the like nice photos of them. So this one was made by Jay Shante, and it features Modern Christmas. I'm so sad. These little gems are out of stock at the moment. That's what we were going to use for the Stamp-a-Stack, and I wasn't on my A game. Oh, so yeah. So we got to figure out what other gems to use, but this is pretty cool. She did Modern Christmas, and she added Cherry Cobbler to it. Very pretty. This was my card that Karen Wetstein helped me put together, and this features Autumn Toll. Got a little strip on the inside there. Grateful for you. Using some of that earthen paper. Really pretty with that die cutting. And then this one comes to us from Tracy Sorge. And you had Traditions of Christmas. Very cool with the pool party and the old olive mixed with real red. This one comes to us from Leslie McMinn. She had Painterly Pears. Oh, I love how she die cut and added those to make like a frame around it. So Painterly Pears. And the next person here is, I believe that this is Nancy Haggard. She had Peaceful Garden. So she has that pretty blue ribbon. On the side here, what she did is she embossed white paper with that folder and cut a 1-inch strip, and then she sponged over the top to get the coloring on there. And she made it into a book card. This one was Shelly Schultz, and she watched another demonstrator do a shutter card recently. And so she had Delicate Pines Snowflakes, or Elegant Pines, and when you open it up, it's a shutter card. Yay, she did a really good job on that. Phenomenal. And then I had a second one. It's just the same card, just extra. And then Robin Kenton she had Floral Charm. And so when you open this up this way, then you open it up this way, she made it into a gift card pocket holder, which was super cool. Very, very cool. So we do two groups. We do a sweet group and then a non-sweet group. So give me a second here. I have Maria, like this is how hot off the press this is. So Maria's swap cards arrived this morning, and we'll show them off. She had Lights of Aurora and perfect. So wishing you a year of light, and perfect. She put the Aurora Borealis on the back. So very nice. Take it out of the plastic and perfect. So my rule with my swaps is that you have to have something on the inside so that there are no naked insides. So good job, Maria. Okay, so that's Maria's. Now that was one group, and the other group was non-sweets. So this was Poppin' By. Leslie McMinn did this, and so that was a bundle. I love how she's got one blue and one red for the glasses here. So popping in to say hello. And then we have the Go Nuts, It's Your Birthday. So it's the Fluffy Squirrel stamps that I'm pretty sure she's got here. Fluffy Squirrel. This was Tracy Sorge, and she embossed white on the black to have the stamp them pop out. Julie says she has a bunch of cherry cluster gems. Well, Julie, I think I would need about 50 of them. So I have about 10, but I don't know if I'd have enough to, yeah. So I need about 50 because everybody gets a full pack, and I usually get about, so through the years, I usually have about 80 to about 90 people who do my Stamp-A-Stack with me. So, oh man, I gotta figure something else out. I'd love to say that would help, but it doesn't help to give a half a pack because almost all the gems will get consumed, I think. This is from Stacy Warner. She had her first team swap that she did with us. She had homemade treats. It was super cool. She's got the mittens looking like she's hanging onto the cookie sheet. So very cool. And then this one was Georgine Darbro. She had A Child Is Born, and she used the Peaceful Garden designer paper. What was really cool is she cut her Spotlight of Nature circle out of another one, and then she just moved it over and gave it that look. Very cool. This was Bonnie Lesperance, and she did the step layering technique, and then I'd actually even say it's to me like kind of a Dutch doors, like gatefold kind of going on. So you open this like that, and then this one opens like that. Isn't that cool? So not complicated, but it's amazing that it has that wow factor. Super cool. She used branching out. Hello, Lisa Spacek, coming in from Wendy Phillips, Catching Alive. Yay. This one is from Robin Kenton. She had the pine tree trimmings and made it into a fun fold as well. So that goes like that. Very cool. And then this was mine that Karen Wetstein helped me make. You guys, I was a little overcommitted last week. So Karen stepped in and helped me with my swap cards. We designed them together and then she helped me produce them. And so we used the Flower Garden foil paper here. And then she added some snowflakes that were sponged in pink. Definitely love a non-traditional snowflake looking card, which is to me pink with the Smoky Slate. So, and she's got some snowflakes at the top. So those are what I have for you guys for swap cards. So I'm going to make sure I stay on track with sharing swap cards with you as I get them. All right. So what we're going to do is pull in what we need for sign design, because we definitely cannot do this class without this stamp set. So I have here, we'll do in the order of what's going to happen. So we'll have Christmas, we have Halloween coming up next, and we have New Year's. So we'll start with the Halloween one first. And we need for that, we did add in a stamp set called Spooky Sweet. So we pulled in Happy Halloween and the bats. All right, so I'll get that stuff out and ready and on blocks. And then I'm going to run as fast can be. You can't catch me. The gingerbread man needs to go get the sign design stamp set. So what you can do is we'll find the card kit, which is probably the middle one. Nope, it's not the middle one. It was the last one. And it's a gray, basic gray base. And we did use some retired sparkle gems, and we were able to pull our resources, and it was great because one card uses the black one uses the clear one, and one uses the tannish one. So you're going to find in here your black sparkle gems. And we did punch out, really cool, we punched out what we could from the mats. So that came out of there. And I did notice on here that mine has a little bit of fraying going on. So right here, I could see that frayed. So if you get a mat here or a label that seems like it has a little fraying, all you have to do is take your scissors and snip that off, right? That happens, especially if you use a punch 60 times 3, right? So that got used that many times, and we used this punch for something else in the past. The punch will sometimes get dull, and then you'll have to sharpen it. So in your kit, you'll have your 2 labels like that. You'll have a strip. This orange paper, the Halloween paper, this comes from the Spooky Sweet paper. And how we have it set up is that you've got your windows across the top. And if you don't like that, you could always flip it over and put orange like that. That would work too. But we have it set up like this. And then your black piece goes with the white piece, right? It should mat on there. And then you've got 2 orange pieces. One will go across there, and then we have that piece for the overhand nut. And then the basic gray is your base. And you can take the bone folder and burnish that. Okay, so can you see what I'm doing? I'm procrastinating from running upstairs. So we'll do it momentarily. How does that sound? So we're going to take our liquid glue. I'm going to glue the top of the black mat because that will allow me to just set these into here. Where if I put the glue on the designer paper, I might get glue in this middle area. And this should be set up so they will overlap slightly, right? They should be pretty like spot on the sides here so that you don't have to worry about that. And if they're not quite exact, it's okay because the ribbon will help kind of cover up that seam. But that's where we've got there. And then you can grab some tear-in tape. I will put 2 pieces on and 2 pieces waiting in the wings. And we'll make our tear-in tape sandwich. So this will come down on the back here, like that. And how I put the ribbon on, I wanted to see as much of this orange designer paper as possible. So I'm going to put the bottom edge of this ribbon along the bottom edge of the top DSP, right? So that will allow me to see the majority or almost all of that. Okay, and then we're going to put our designer paper, our tear-in tape right back over the top, and that will make sure that that ribbon does not come out even later in life. And so then now this, oh me on you guys, it's getting to be the end of you gotta be careful. If you pound on your card base like this, you have to be careful because sometimes it puts a divot and you'll see it on the front. But I know that there's designer paper there, so it shouldn't divot the designer paper too. But just know that I've done that before where I've hit it kind of hard and I'm like, oh shoot, it just put a dent in my paper. Oh, that'll happen. All right, so we've got that on here. Okay, and then with this orange piece, what you're gonna do is make an overhand knot. So the front and the back of the ribbon is the same, so you don't have to be so careful about how you twist it. You just wanna make it so that one's going this way and one's going that way. And so that's staged and ready to go. The other thing we can do is take a scissors and cut this right through the middle. And that is how we get the black on the top and the bottom of this. All right, so then the next thing we would need to do is stamp the Trick or Treat, Be Sweet, and the bats on here. And then this is what I am not having right now. So you guys, I need probably 1 minute in time to go run upstairs, come back. So talk amongst yourself, but say nice things, right? So I'll be back. If anybody comes on and they're like, where's Chris? Why is she gone? You guys can say, well, she ran to go get something, okay? I'll be fast, as fast as can be. Okay, I'm back. And this is the sign design. And so it was really different when Diana and I were working with this because we have here Merry and Bright with the sign curved up this way. Happy New Year went that way. And the season of thanks went that way too. But what was really odd for us is that the trick or treat seemed to be upside down. So just be observing that when you stamp this. The straight line needs to be here at the top, and then the Be Sweet has the curve for the bottom. So we realized it felt like it was upside down, and it's because it does. So I'm using my white black pad, and this fits right down here. Now, I'm guessing people don't necessarily have, not everybody's got the sign design, and if you don't, the Happy Halloween is too big for there, but hopefully you have a different sentiment that will work in there. If you're using the Trick or Treat, Be Sweet, okay, so that was decent, but if you aren't happy with it, you can always flip it over. I'm gonna try it, guys, I might get my head in here, sorry, I gotta like, be able to see over the top of it. Okay, so that's worse. So I'm gonna go back with this one. And I went with this one. I think I was up a little too high and I was more crooked, where this one was at least straight. Then on here, we're gonna grab the bats out. And so how the bats work, there are 4 bats on this. And you gotta be so careful. When you get ink on it, it fills that spot in, and as long as you don't press hard, you should be fine. But these bats just fit over here like that. Okay, don't press so hard. I hope she is taking her time so she doesn't fall. Thanks, Mary. Did you notice I didn't run and I'm not out of breath like I normally would be when I run? So I'm like, no, don't run because you're gonna be huffer puffing when you get back. So then what we did is we inked up again, but this time we only used the 2 side bats like that. Okay, 2 on the side. Oh, and then so I was really trying to not get that, and I didn't even remember he was there. But so there's an odd bat wing there, right? It's okay. We tried to not have that, so that's probably why this one was a little bit more angled like that. Oh, the other option too is if you put your paper, like a scrap paper, you could have put a scrap paper like that to help protect it so that it didn't get the bat wing on it. But it is what it is. It's a card, and nobody's going to know that you meant to do that or not do that, right? So then, hello, Deanne Dawn. Catching me live, yay. Happy Halloween. Can go on the inside. Like that. Okay, so you see that there's all that garbage in there, right? If you would have pressed super hard, you would have gotten that garbage. Like, press really hard, you would have gotten that garbage. The trick is straight down, pressure firm but not squishing hard, and then straight up, okay? That's the trick to not getting all that garbage onto where you don't want it. Then we're going to put some bats around here. So I've got them flying there. Again, firm pressure, keep it flat, don't rock your stamp, and let the ink marinate with the paper, and you'll not get all that garbage in the middle. That's the trick. Don't get the garbage in the middle. Okay, so then what we can do is glue this, and we're shutting our ink pad. Better late than never, you know it. Okay, we'll grab a little liquid glue. There, and that. You guys, I generally don't go overly heavy on glue. It's craft glue. If you use this green glue is what I call it. It's pretty sticky and pretty tacky, so a little bit of glue is good. I'd rather use a little bit of glue and have it stick than like a tape runner and have it fall off later. So then this guy goes right on here. So if we can see here, we've got about a good 1/8 of an inch on that. Good deal. And then this one, I can put it on this way, like that. Okay. Be careful because that could wiggle on you just a little bit too. All right, so that's what we have. And now what we're going to do is pop this up with dimensionals. If you have the black ones, that's great because that will hide them really good behind there. And I'm going to put 6 of them. And here. Perfect. And then this is a little bit right of the center. And you might do it left of the center. I guess it depends on what your pattern looks like here. So like, it's really cool. I got a black cat here, but on this one, I have a pumpkin up there. So everybody's gonna be slightly different, right? It depends on what section you got of the designer series paper. And I kind of have this centered top to bottom with the ribbon. So I have about the same distance here as I do here. And then this little guy, when I have my overhand knot, I try to look for where the straight part is. So this part's straight, and then this part has an angle to it. All right, Nancy, we'll see you later tonight. So I put that straight side that is lined up against here. Now, this ribbon too is flippy floppy, right? So while I'm putting down the overhand knot, I'm gonna shore up the ribbon here too. So I'm gonna take one of the glue dots, lift this up, stick that right underneath there, right? And that will help hold that ribbon flat. Then what we're gonna do is grab a glue dot here, and then I'm gonna grab a second glue dot and put that right next to it. And then taking that straight edge side, setting this into my glue dots, right? Make sure that none of that glue dot action is coming out. Right, so hopefully your overhand knot ribbon will lay nice and flat. If it's not, you could also put some glue dots underneath where the ribbon is, and that will help. You gotta show it who's boss. Then figure out how you wanna cut your ends. I like to go at an angle like that, and we'll do it the same kind of angle and distance away, like that. And then now that that's done, you can go ahead and glue your inside. And you see there, I was smart. I went on the side and did that on the silicone mat instead. And then this, put on the inside. Just like that. And then you've got the 3 black sparkle gems. You'll either have 2 big and a small or 2 small and a big. So now, I found an open spot there for them, and I have an open spot down here. So I have an odd small one. Now the question is, where do I put the other 2? Because I have this window here. I'm actually thinking it might not hurt just to put them right there. The thing is, if you put your gems down and you put them down lightly and you don't like where they're at, you could always just pick them back up and move them somewhere else. And then you could get a feel for, oh man, I don't like it's all heavy on that side. So then I'm gonna put them back there on that side, and I think they look nice there. So I'm gonna go with that. And then what you could Stella, now I think this is a horrible Stella pen. So one moment, please. Let's grab this guy over here. See if this one's any better. You could Stella that upper and lower mats. You could also Stella right over the top of that ribbon. Give it a little shininess. And when you get your gems exactly where you want them, that's when you need to make sure you press them down so that they don't fall off. I noticed I hadn't done that on these, and that's why they kind of fell off. Okay, so that's our Halloween card. Looking good. All right, and in time for Halloween yet, because Halloween isn't for another good, what is next week, Friday, so we've got some time on Halloween yet. All right, let's put you into some plastic, and then we'll clean up our stamps. Clean up on aisle 2 here. And we'll move over Red Rover to the Christmassy card. All right, so that's good. Good and good. Perfect. So the next one will be the Christmas card, which is that guy. We'll pull everything out of there. And put our bats back away, and happy Halloween. So this was the set called Spooky Sweet. This was an online exclusive that launched, I think in July, so yay. All right, so we got you done, and then we'll pull back our Sign Design stamp set, which is over here. And for this one, we need Merry and Bright. And put that right here. So the card looks like this. And on the inside, we've got the Charlie Brown, I call it the Charlie Brown Christmas tree. And then we've got Sending You Cheer. So that's what we're gonna work on. So this is what I mean by your tail. If your tail does something like where it's going out like that, that's where you can show it who's boss by putting a little mini glue dot right underneath the area where you want it to go, and then help it. And now it stays down, right? That's what I wanted it to do. All right, so in this one we have Sending You Cheer and the Charlie Brown Christmas tree. So where do you get that stuff? That stuff comes from, one set is called Wishing You Joy. And this is a set that has 4 different sentiments in 3 different fonts. So wishing you joy, and wishing you joy. Sending you cheer, sending you cheer, sending you cheer. Noel, Noel, Noel. And may your Christmas be bright. So 3 different fonts, kind of to fit which with how you have the card. So I've got sending you cheer. And then festive friends is where you find the Charlie Brown Christmas tree. Now, any tree would work and any kind of decoration would work on the inside, but that's what we picked. This is a red rubber, and see if you fit right there. You do, good job. And this one has a die set that goes with it as well. And I primarily got this set just for the dies. I can take and leave that, but there was this really cool die in here with this. And we used that on a card that was featured in the Paper Palooza right here. We used that tag and then that die on it. So that's where this one came from, was Festive Friends. So that you guys can see how that works. There are dies in here that cut out the peeps here. And then there's some snowflake-esque dies and then a big skinny tree die. So that's where that comes from. And the color that you're gonna need for the ink is real red. And then you're also gonna need old olive. And I think both of those are behind me. Yep. I've got them staged and prepped for class on Thursday already. Kitten says, Mom, you just woke me up. Yep, buddy, sorry. That's how it goes. All right, so we've got the sparkle gems in clear on this one. And then this is using that dotted circles. And you can see what we did first is we punched out the label and then we embossed it. And this is another one where if you see any of the little frayed edges, just take your scissors and just nip them off. It's okay. Instead of my helpers going and doing this on everyone, I just thought, you know, if you guys have it, I'll show you to do that. Just nip them off. And then you've got a white one. And then you also have the green one. And the green one too. The white is generally okay. It's the thicker cardstock that sometimes starts to fray with the punch. So you've got those 3. Now this paper is from the Traditions of Christmas paper. And that is going to, it's a 3x4, and it gets matted here onto a 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. I sent you a text this morning with a question. Perfect, Doris. I will look for your text. And then this will go right here. So we do have this punched high enough so that you don't see that. And then you've got your double matting for the inside. So you've got your red with your white. And then we've got 2 ribbons in here. Now this is that real red ribbon where it's shiny and silky and sheen on one side and then it's dull on the other side. So you're gonna wanna make sure you get that shiny side up. And for the overhand knot, what you're gonna do with that shiny side, right? So one side shiny, one side is more dull. When you make your overhand knot, you have to be so careful to make sure both shiny sides are up. So when you take this and you put the one tail into the hole, right now, the way that I have it set up is the dull side is here and the shiny side's here. So what you have to make sure when you're pulling this one tail through is that you twist it in a way that the shiny side is up and the shiny side is up, and then pull your knot, right? So it twists it a little bit different, but you want shiny and shiny because it will look a little bit weird having the dull next to the shiny, right? So that's important note on that ribbon. And what you can do to get started is we could glue, so there's a hole here. So again, I'm going to glue on top with the mat here. And then I risk not having the glue go through the hole and getting it onto my work surface here. All right, so that will go there. And then now we can glue this onto, same thing. I should have been very careful, but I guess I forgot. I should have glued on there, but here's the deal. Hopefully I didn't get it, that it's gonna go through the hole. And if it did, I'll just be very careful. I'm just gonna hang this in the air, I guess, while I do this. So you've got about a good, my thumb width from the bottom, or 3/4 of an inch. It is closer to the bottom than the top. And so we're gonna set that on here. Ah, look at that. I got the line of glue right through there. All right, so that's not so good, but what's gonna happen, you gotta be careful. These dotted circles, they are really embossed, like super tall. So what happens is they don't like, the glue doesn't like to stick right away. So you got to make sure that you help it out with the heat of your fingers. I'm going to pull this up and put a little bit of glue right there. Oh man, that's too low. Oh man, hang on. I should have done that. One moment, please. Here's what we're going to do. Oops, hang on, I'm going to get a wet wipe. I thought I had a little bit of wiggle room to work with, and apparently I didn't. So let's just, well, I haven't done that lately, but all right. We're not gonna worry about that, all right? We'll come back, let that dry, and if there's any tacky or gluiness on there, we'll take our adhesive eraser and we'll take care of it. But at least it's off of there, but it is gonna be a little tacky, so it's all right. So, well, don't do what I just did. All right. Find the end here, and we're gonna put a tear and tape there, here, and then one here, waiting in the wings, or two waiting. Okay, so we're just gonna hold tight on this because I wanna show you how I would put this down, and I wanna get the stamping done first. We're gonna burnish that. We need to grab our white label here with our real red ink. Now, this stamp is one that is very solid. And I've found that when I use solid stamps, if I don't condition them first, they look splotchy. And I don't remember if we must have used Diane's stamp set to design, because mine is pristine and never been used before. So I'm going to just condition this stamp a little bit by taking my ink eraser and scuffing up the bottom. Now that doesn't wreck the stamp. What it's going to do is help condition it so that it stamps better. All right, and you don't want to go too hard, but just a little bit. And then what happens is you have to clean it though, so that those little sand pieces and particles aren't on it. And then what I would do is practice. Before you go right to your paper, grab out a scratch paper and let's see how it looks and if it stamps good or not. If you're uncertain about doing that to your stamp, practice first, because if it doesn't look good, then you know you need to do it. So I'm gonna try again over here. So, and also know that when you stamp on copy paper, it's different than stamping on real paper, like the white cardstock. So it's a little bit blotchy. Like, I don't know if you can see here, but it looks better down here and it looks splotchy up there. So we're gonna do just a little bit more on here with our sand eraser. Right there, okay. So we had said the top left. So I'm gonna go a little bit more on this. And not pressing so hard, just lightly hovering over the top. Okay, and then we're gonna clean that off and practice stamping again and see if that made a difference. Okay, it's getting better. I'm gonna try one more time. So this is called conditioning your stamp before you use it, because sometimes they really do need that. And just the sheer fact of using it and then cleaning it, that also helps. All right. That's a lot better than even back here. I don't know if you can see a difference, like that splotchier up there. And it's probably hard to tell it in the camera, but that's getting really good. All right, so we're gonna go for it. We're gonna practice one more time for real. So I guess you wouldn't say it's practice then. Excuse my head and my noggin. I'm probably gonna get in here because I wanna hover over right over the top of it. Okay. Same thing, let that ink hit the paper. Wow, that's pretty decent. Okay, so there's the first one, but that's even centered really good. I'm gonna clean it and we're gonna do one more round of the ink eraser and see if I can't get it just even a little bit better. You have to make sure that you clean it really good so that there's no sand particles on here. Right, so we'll flip it over to the side that didn't have them. All right, let's give it a whirl. And with a stamp like this, you can see I'm twisting more than going up and down. So I twist a little bit, get that ink on there, and then go like that. All right. Let's get you centered on here again. Let that ink marinate. We'll let that sit on there, and we'll go to our white piece, which is over here. And we have Sending You Cheer. I'll stamp that. You guys, I'm really short. I mean, I'm short in general, but I'm sitting about 5 inches lower, I think, because of the kitten stealing my chair. All right, so that's it for the red ink. And then we'll grab our Charlie Brown Christmas tree here, and we'll stamp that in the bottom right corner. He looks sad, but that's okay. That's what it's all about, I guess. He needs ornaments or something. All right, so this marinated. And yes, love it. Okay, so that's stamped really, really nice. Even that side's better than that one. Okay, so we've got that going for us now. So we got our stamping done. All right, got our stamps cleaned. One more yet, I think, here. I would definitely, after you condition your stamps, I can see on here that there's little sand particles. You got to be careful because you don't want that stuff getting into your ink pad. All right, so these are done. And then this gets glued onto here, onto our red. So grab that. I got it right here, actually. So with the Let's Just stamp, we do double mat the insides of the cards. And we do that for ink, paper, scissors too. The classes I do with Diane, we double mat for those 2 core classes. Oh my gosh, you guys. Okay, did you see what I just did? I almost put this on the outside, but that's okay because when I put the other one down, it'll get covered up. All right, so there's that. Okay, now this guy. So what'll happen is the green is going to go next to the white and then the red. But what you have to do is cut these down the middle. Like that. And we'll use, you could use tear and tape or liquid glue. We're going to do that, that, a line there, and a line there. And we'll pick up the green first, which is Old Olive. Capture that, and you've got your 1/8 inch or so. You make sure you're centered left to right. And then you can pick up your red, like that. And then pick up your green on this side. Perfect, and then pick up your red. So we've got the double matting going on. You just want to make sure that they're even on the sides like that. Okay, so that's what we have. Now I would grab your dimensionals, and I'm going to put 3 across the top and 3 across the bottom. And because I don't know exactly where the ribbon's going, what I'm going to, I mean, I do because I can see the card, But what will help me is if I take the top off and leave the bottom on for the moment. Is that dry yet? That's pretty dry now. And so what happened is I let it dry a little bit, so it's still a little tacky, but I'm gonna put this on. So here's what I could do, just because this will help. There. So now that I've got the top ones off, I can set this where I want it. So I've got about the same distance here and here. Right? And once I drop this down, it'll stick because the dimensional backs are off the top, right? So I know I want it here, right? So it is a little more to the right and down. And now I can pick the backs off of these pieces of tear and tape. And with the shiny side of my ribbon up, I can now put this up and visually look at where I want the ribbon going. You could have guessed and put it down right away, but you might have put it up too low or too high. By doing this, you can get it exactly where you want it. And I've got it centered between the red and the white, or between, actually I have it a little bit lower than the middle by a hair, so there's more white up here than there is down here. So that's what I did. And now you can, there's tear and tape back there. You can pop that down. And now you can take the ones that you had waiting, put them down, take your backs off, and then we can put the liquid glue all over the back of this. And then that will get adhered to the front of the base, the front of the card here on the card base, like that. Okay? Now you can grab the glue dots. And we're going to do the same thing where that ribbon is not secure under here. So we're just going to put a glue dot there to help hold that. And then we're going to put 2 of them on top, which is where the ribbon's going to go. But did you notice it's kind of flippy floppy? It's because we still got to go back here and pick those backs off now of the dimensionals. So that's staged good now. And we need 1 more glue dot here. I'm going to do 2 for good measure next to each other. And on here, I'm going to look for the side that's more straight, which it's about the same. So I'm just going to go like that and set that right into. Now, if you need extra stability with that, just grab another glue dot and put that right down like that. And then I'll do the same on the other side here. Just put a glue dot like that. And then grab your ribbon scissors. Trim that, and we'll trim this one that way. Perfect. Very good. Then you have your sparkle gems that are of the clear varietal. So I've got 2 big and a small. So I'm going to put the big one over here and a big one there, and I will put the small one next to it. And what's great is they shine off. They shine really nicely. All right. My tail's a little bit longer here. Ooh, it's so close. I'm not going to even try. Trying to cut a little bit of ribbon off does not really always work so well. So you could Stella up above here and your old olive piece, just like that. Perfect. Okay, now the ribbon's pretty shiny itself, so I don't know if you need to add more, but you could also go on every one of these little dots, but I'm going to let it be. Let it be. Let it be. Perfect. Okay, so that is the Christmas card that we've got for you. And yay. Great tips. Good. That's what we love to do. Share the tips and the tricks with you. I think we might have even cleaned these already. But just in case, we'll clean them again. So we'll grab that guy off of there. And then the sign design, done with a little ink eraser. Next one we're going to do is Happy New Year. And that looks like that, so we'll pull you out. And then we need the black ink back for the next card. And the next one, we brought in some Night of Navy black with the gold. And we used the whole mat for you guys, a 5 1/4 by 4 for the gold. And then the inside says, let's toast to yesterday's achievements and tomorrow's bright future. And that comes from Words for the Season. Not that one. Must be that one. So that's a good inside saying for this one. And the last card kit that you have then should be the one with the black base. So your golden ticket was here. It said LGS sign design with today's date. So that will always help you find the class if you're looking for the PDF tutorial in your inbox. So the PDF tutorial, you guys, very proud. It went on Saturday for you. Yay. Okay, so we've got a gold and a black here. And I did also put it in the Inspiration Hive on Saturday too. So here's the one where these are kind of coppery gold. So that's what the other gem for that sparkle gem was. And then you'll have 2 pieces of gold. Wow. That's interesting that I got 2 of these. I think you only should have 1 of these, but okay. So then you have a little arm that goes through the middle. This is from the Modern Christmas paper, and that will get matted onto here. And you're probably thinking to yourself, wow, I don't have enough designer series paper to go up here to down here. Well, the reason why we gave you this arm is because you're actually going to take your trimmer and you're going to cut that at 3 inches. So grab that trimmer out. So right now it's 3 by 4. So we're going to take it at 4 inch, half of 4 inches is 2 inches. So you're going to cut it at 2 inches. Sorry if I said 3 inches, but you're going to cut it right in half, right? So you're going to give yourself 2 pieces of designer series paper. So that allowed us to get 12 of these mats out of 1 sheet of designer paper. Where if we would have given you like 4 1/2, we wouldn't have gotten that many. So by doing the cutting, you guys are going to get 2 pieces like this, and then you're going to put this little arm right through the middle, and no one will ever know that that paper didn't actually go underneath there. Now, I know some of you will have 2 out of here, and some will have none, I think. No, everybody will have 2 out of here. I think what we did is we staged this to use for another card. So I think we cut 2 out of every one. And just know that that will get covered up by that. In the inside, the complimentary piece that we put on there was navy. So we didn't quite know what to do. So maybe we could have used basic gray, but we went with navy. And then you'll have your base here that you can burnish with your bone folder. And then the label here, we're using that white black pad, and it's underneath here. We'll stamp that Happy New Year. So I haven't conditioned the stamp, so we'll have to see how it goes. Put that right about there. So my black pad is a lot juicier, so I think that this will be okay. Oh, that's good. All right, I can handle that. Now the inside, this is red rubber and it's hard to stamp this guy straight. So we're gonna see once how it looks. I'm just guessing. Okay, it's uphill. So, all right, hang on. I'm gonna really try to get it right. There, that's good. Okay, then the thing is for a focal image. I was trying to think what you guys could use for a focal image because there's really nothing else in here that would work. So what I'm going to do is go grab a stamp set that is called fireworks something. Hang on. Light the Sky. Okay, so let me go find Light the Sky because it has a big firework in it. I think I have it right here. I hope. I do. Yay. Okay, Light the Sky. You may or may not remember this. That was from a couple years. I don't know when it retired, I'll be honest with you. But it's your firework set. So there's this really big daddy firework right here. And I thought, and it even has that wishing you a Happy New Year. That would have been perfect, but we have Happy New Year on the outside. So the toasting one is very nice. So this may or may not be in the tutorial. I don't remember I don't think we listed it, but I thought I'll show it to you. If you guys have it, great. And if you don't, that's okay. Find something else that would work. And I'm going to use it and do Night of Navy. And I'm going to make it in second strength on here. I'm going to try it on the back side first to show you what it looks like. And that is kind of dark yet to see, right? So I think what I'm going to do is third strength. So I'm going to stamp off, and then we're going to come over here and have it at third strength. Oh man, it's still even dark. Holy Moses. I did stamp off twice. You can read it, but it's really hard to read. I'll be honest with you. Okay, so one moment, please. We're going to fix that. So let's try this again. I don't know if I need to go to fourth strength, but let's try one more time. Okay, so we need the black ink back and the saying, which is right here. Let's try this one more time. Oh, that's straight. I'll take it. Okay, we're going to go even lighter. I just want the essence of a 1, 2, 3. Oh, wow, that's fourth strength. Okay, so every time you go lighter, it's lightening it up, right? So we're going to try just one more. Just one more. Let's try it at fifth strength. And I think what's happening is I'm stamping off right over the top of black ink, or navy ink. So that's probably not helping. Okay, so there's that. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's get it really light. Okay, this should be our winner chicken dinner. Let's cross our fingers and our toes. Oh, wow. It's going to be okay. We're going to go with it. But it's trying to have a firework in the background, right? So that it should match that. But I think what's happening is I was inking off on top of that, which it's not really letting the ink go away, but it's okay. So we've got here an inside that can get glued. And then we also have our designer papers here that can get glued, but we're going to glue. We're smart. We're going to glue on top of the mat. Right, don't go too close to the edge. Which I'm going to call them dingleberries. I want my dingleberries like that. And same margin on the left, the right, and the bottom. And I'm going to put them like that so I can see that one up there. That's good. And then with this guy, I think I'm just going to make sure I have a little bit of glue on the sides. And that's going to go right in through the middle. Okay, and then that one will go onto our navy. Oh man, it's the wrong size. Okay, hang on. So I pulled a mat that was already cut. That was cut at a 5 1/4 by 4. We'll come back to that. All right. I got to trim it down. This guy didn't stay. So let's get you on here. I'm going to be flush on that side. And then we're going to take our scissors here. If it's any bit too long, all you got to do is take your scissors and trim it like that. Okay, so that's on track. And then what we need to do with the gold. So we gave you 8 inches of gold. We're going to show you how to be conservative. Normally, we would have given you 4 inches to make the overhand knot, and then that 5. It's interesting. So what I want to show you is that you're going to take this ribbon like it is. You have all of it to work with. So what you're going to do is make an overhand knot, and as you pull it tight, you're going to make sure you stay to the one side. Don't put your knot in the middle, okay? Because you need to use this ribbon for across the back here. So you're going to make your overhand knot, and as you do it, make sure you leave just like a good inch here on the side so that you can trim your tail. And then when you take this side, you're already going to trim it to be the length that you want it, like that. That leaves you enough ribbon here to go across that. That's what I was trying to say. Words were really hard. So we could have given you 2 pieces and made them an inch longer to help, but We just gave you the 8 inches. And I think you should only have, one in your kits. You guys will have to tell me if you got 2, because I don't think that they meant to give me 2 of them. But I was the lucky duck, I got 2, I guess. So I'll go put that one back on the roll. All right, so you're gonna take this now. And that goes right through the middle. So this gold ribbon is called striped gold ribbon. It's still current. And then this will go across here. Now for these, I'm not gonna take the tear and tape off. And the reason I'm not is because this is getting popped up. So if I would be taking it off, it would wanna stick flat there, but I really want this popped up. So what we're gonna do is run the black dimensionals across this. And then we can pick these off. And that will go onto the gold foil mat. And you just want that centered top to bottom, left to right. Like that. Looks good. Shiny gold, love it. Okay, then this, we'll get some liquid glue. Okay, you have to be very careful though with gold foil. I have learned that if you use liquid glue on gold foil, it actually like bumps it up and raises it weird. To be honest, that's what I've noticed. So whenever it comes to using foil where you're gonna see the foil through, I would definitely opt and prefer to do something like tear and tape. You could use mini glue dots too, but I feel like you'd see the roundness of the glue dot. So we're just gonna go like this and use our tear and tape to secure this. And then put that right down onto the front of your card. And figure out what you want for the top and the bottom. I like that being in the top because you'll see that. And then this goes right onto the black base. Good. Then you have these 2 pieces, which are also going to need to get cut in half. This and that. And like that. Oh, are you rearranging, buddy, so you don't get bed sores? Oh. Look who woke up. He is going to town on his blanket. Look at that big unit. Oh my goodness, you're so handsome. Oh, Mom. Look at him go. Those big paws. Oh, look at this happy kitten. Mom, thanks for giving me your chair. You're welcome, buddy. Anytime. Anything for you, little man. Okay. He's like, I'm not so little, though. I know. You're my big boy. All right. So I got little fuzzies here. There we go. So we're going to do the liquid glue on here. And pick those up. So make sure you're staying even if you can, right? Left to right, centered, and the same amount showing on the top and the bottom. He is so handsome, right, Tigger? Oh, you're such a handsome kitten. Love it. All right, there's that. Now we talked about glue with like foil. And it's generally okay if you don't see it, but also know if you use liquid glue with tear and tape, it's very slippery. So I generally have a tendency to use tear and tape with the foil. We're gonna put this across the bottom. Here, he's purring, you guys. Keep that motor running. All right, and then we're gonna pick this one up with the gold, like that. And perfect. Okay, so we've got our accent of the gold, and then you can grab your dimensionals again and put them on the back of this. I do have it a little bit more to the right, so center right, because that bow is going to go, or the overhand knot's going to go on the other side. So bring it right about there, centered with the white on that one, I believe. And then We'll grab our glue dots. Ha, that's not glue dots. I was so enthralled with finding the end of it that I let it be. Okay, so we're gonna do, that ribbon's pretty tight on there, so I'm gonna let that be. We'll have to see if we have to add a ribbon or a glue dot underneath it. But for now, I'm just gonna put them on the top. And then I'm looking for the more straight side. And go like that. Push that right into those glue dots. That seems pretty secure for me. So I think what I'll do is trim my tails. That one was good, right? Because we cut that ourselves already. So that one looked nice. And then we have our sparkle gems. Now these are kind of browny gold. So they match once you get them on the card. So, so I had an open spot there, but I don't have an open spot there. So I think I might put this set down here like that. And then I might just put the single one by itself. Oh, it doesn't, it gets lost in the sauce there. Maybe right there? Oh, I don't know. So that's where if you don't put the gems down hard, you can pick them up and kind of play with where you want it. I don't mind those two there, and that might not be the worst there. That's all right. There's just a lot going on up there where I had empty space on that one. All right, well, we're not done yet though, because I realized I still have to do my inside, which is stamped, but I have a big gluey mess going on, but not really. And don't want to use, so it's not, so if you get glue on something, it's not going to work good to use a track cutter like this, because you'll get glue on the plastic part of the track. All right, so what I'm going to do, I have my little baby guillotine, which I can't find. Oh, I know where it is. It's right here. I have my little baby guillotine. So we'll grab him out. That works to do, okay, so when I have it centered, so I'm gonna have to do a little on each side. So I'm gonna do a little there without getting glue everywhere, right? That, and then I'm gonna have to do, I can take it all off the bottom. So we're gonna take like 3/16 off the bottom and we're gonna go with it. Okay, so this needs to go, and if I wanna test this with my glue side up, I'm just going to put that on here and see if that's good. Now, I could stand to have a little bit more off the bottom, like that. Again, taking it with the glue side up. Hi, Krista Clark. Yay. Glad you caught me for a moment. That is good, right? So I still have my glue on here. So now I can take and put that on here. Perfect. Then a little bit more liquid glue. On the back of this. And then we should be able to glue that on the inside and call her good. He is a big boy. Do you know what he weighs? Yes. We weighed him the other day. He weighs almost 13 pounds of all handsomeness. Right, Tigger? All 13 pounds. Oh, he's such in heaven right now. He's on his favorite blanket. Oh, you're so cutesy patootsy baby. Okay, so that's perfect. Got done with that. Hunky weighs 12 pounds. So, nope. Hunky weighs 11 something. So Hunky's like maybe 2 pounds less than bigger Tigger. So he's got a little bit of catching up to do. Honey, she's a little one. I bet Honey's only like 8 or 8 pounds maybe. She's dainty and petite. She's feisty and fiery, but and she's full of claws, but she doesn't have the belly and the thickness going on with her. So she's upstairs napping in my craft room. That's where I left her. So we did it, you guys. It's only 2:30 something, so we did really good. We chitted and chatted a little bit on the front end, showed you a lot of stuff that's coming up yet, and then we got our 3 cards made for Let's Just Stamp. If you are just joining in a little later, I did show off the Let's Just Stamp cards for next month, so you can always go back from the beginning and catch what we got. This stamp set, again, may or may not be mentioned in the tutorial. It was just for a focal image for the inside. So nothing too crazy on that. What I do with these kind of things is I'll just cut this off. And then I'll keep this for a scrap for white paper, right? So a little trick on that. And yeah, so which one did you like the most? I'm curious. I think I like the New Year's. If I had to pick, I think I like the New Year's because we don't always make a lot of New Year's cards. So it's nice to have an extra New Year's card in the mix. So I think I like that one. And we're gonna put this away. Got to use a bunch of different stamp sets. Again, if you didn't have any of these stamp sets, you could pick out whatever you want for your sayings and focal images at home. So that's pretty cool. We made them so versatile that you don't necessarily have to have any specific stamp for it. So wonderful. Okay. So as a reminder, you guys, I will be live around 6 o'clock. Well, 6-ish, like it'll be 6, which is in what, 3.5 hours? We'll be doing mystery card night. And so stay tuned for that. I did, if you guys saw it, I published clue number 1 on Friday night. Yay! So that was a ways ago already. So hopefully you guys had time over the weekend to work on that. Pat says New Year's. Gwen says she likes them all. Good, good. And then Mary and Bright is a favorite. I like it. Mimi, hello. Here really late getting home from doctor's appointments. Well, better late than never. That's what we say. Okay, so I'm gonna do a random number generator with 4 people in it to see who is our winner chicken dinner. And let's pull the book up. And October, let's just stamp. All right, so between Amy, Debbie, Lynn, and Rebecca. I think that's who I have noted for placing orders for the class. So one moment, please. And I'm gonna pull this up. Oh, and Catherine says she likes the Halloween. Connie likes New Year's. Hello, Sandy Coy Emery, my silverific friend. And Lisa says Merry and Bright stands out. It does. And Debbie says Merry and Bright are Halloween. I have everything ready for mystery card. Good job. I don't. I need to get my stuff together. So we're going to put in here a max of 4. And we're going to see who the winner is. Number 1. Number 1 is Rebecca Hawkins. Very good. Rebecca wins a door prize. Okay, cool. So you guys, all these cards, I don't know if you know it, and those have been watching me for a long time. All the cards that I make on my lives, we do give them away eventually. So I'm a little bit of a slacker on that recently. I have a little box down here that I got to go through, and then I have a huge box over there. And if somebody wants to help me in my pulling of drawings of names, please reach out to me. I'm looking for a volunteer that wants to help me pull some winners so that I can start giving my cards away. So I hang on to everyone that I do, that I make live with you, and eventually they all get winners picked, and then they get dispersed out. So I'm a little behind on that part of my process, but it'll get here. So and Julie says she just finished designing her 3 December cards. Good job. Deanne likes the Halloween one. Lynn says all are great cards, and she likes the New Year's. Good. Julie says they're all beautiful. Pat says they're all beautiful. Love the cards. The New Year's is her favorite. So Julie is spot on. She is doing such great things. She's getting all of her cards designed for her classes. So Julie teaches class called the Be Creative class. She teaches it here in person in the Hive once a month, and she does on the same day a YouTube live, which is pretty cool. And she works ahead. So it's very awesome. She's got her October's in the past already, but she's got November, December design. So she is awesome. Good job, Julie. And Maria says the New Year. Perfect. Hello, Melanie Foy. Long time no see you. I love it. So I will be back live at 6. And between now and then, I've got some boxes, just a few boxes. There's 2 and there's maybe like 10 over there. I'm going to work through to figure out. We were waiting on bits and parts for each one of them. And so I'm going to try to, like Maria's cards. Now Maria's cards are in, so I got 3 more boxes that can go out. I'm going to stop at the post office, and I have an appointment at 4, and then I'll be back live with you guys at 6. So I know now I'm not going to get through the Happy Mail between now and 6 o'clock. So, and then working on my presentation, I'm giving a speech in next month. And so I got to have a rough outline ready to go by tomorrow to do a practice run through. Hello, Judy Sharp. joining in late. Better late than never. All right, you guys. Well, we'll see you back here at 6 o'clock for Mystery Card Night. So go get your clue number 1, all your bits and parts and pieces ready to go. And I will have mine ready for you too. We'll make a beautiful card together. All right, I think it's a fun fold. All right, lots of sunshine, love, and big hugs to you. We'll see you in a little bit. Love ya. Bigger Tigger says bye too. In his dreams, he says goodbye. He says, Mom, let me sleep. Bye, everybody.